Hey guys, this is Goku and today we're gonna be talking about the check raise. You will learn that it is a powerful tool to have at your disposal and we will talk about when and how to use it. So, let's get right into it. Check raise is a play you make when you're out of position and you check with the intention of raising when your opponent bets. You can use this play either for value or as a bluff. Let's first discuss the check raise bluff. I don't recommend using it during your first couple thousand of hands as it's an advanced play and you should have decent experience before you start using it. In general, you should pick spots where your head's up and you feel that your opponent either has a weak hand or that he has a medium strength hand but is likely to fold it if you check raise. You should definitely only use it occasionally as it's a very expensive play when it fails, but using it rarely will allow for more of your value check raises to get called. You can also check raise as a semi-bluff when you have a draw, and I think most of your bluff check raises should be semi-bluffs, as then you at least have a chance of hitting the best hand when the play doesn't work and you get called. Let's examine an example of a bluff check raise. You raise with 8-9 suited and an aggressive player on the button calls you and the flop comes Ace-King 3. You know that the player on the button calls with a wide range of hands there and you know that he will bet most of the time if you check to him. You don't think he could have strong aces there as he would have re-raised them most of the time pre-flop. You think that the only strong hands in his range could be pocket threes and ace 3 suited, maybe king 3 suited, but you don't think he's this loose. You think that he perceives you as a tight aggressive player and that he will respect your check raise enough to fold all of his kings and threes and also most of his aces, so you check with the intention of check raising. He bets and you raise. He folds. Now let's go over check raising for value. Use this play when you made a big hand out of position and are quite sure that at least one of your opponents will bet if you check. It's a very good play because when your opponent is strong too, it allows you to build a significantly bigger pot, and when he's weak, it allows you to extract this one bluff out of him. So when you want to check raise for value, you should make sure your opponent is an aggressive player and is very likely to bet if you check. You should also definitely make sure the board is not too wet, because if there are draws that could beat you, you cannot risk giving a free card. Let's examine an example of a value check raise. You raise with pocket deuces in the early position and the cutoff, which is an aggressive player, calls. So does the small blind. The flop comes king, queen, deuce. Small blind checks and you check as well with the intention of check raising. The cutoff bets 1500, small blind folds and you raise to 4500. The cutoff re-raises all in, you call, he shows king, queen and you win the pot. So to sum up the check raise, it's a powerful tool to have at your disposal. It represents great strength. Using it will make your opponent think harder when you check to them because you'll be more unpredictable. Your opponents will not bluff you as much as they'll know you can't be pushed around easily. You'll be able to extract more value with your strong hands. You'll feel great when you occasionally pick up pots with air when you're bluff check raising. Just make sure you don't use it too often, and when you're just starting out playing poker, only use check raising for value. Okay, so we discussed the check raise. You know that it is a play you use out of position, and you know that you can use it either to extract value or as a bluff. You've learned that it is a very situational play and that you have to have decent knowledge about your opponent if you want to use it as a bluff. You simply have to be quite sure it will work enough of the time to be profitable. You know that the check raise allows you to get more money in the pot when you have a big hand, and you know that you shouldn't often try to check raise wet boards where you cannot afford to give your opponent a free card. And lastly, you've learned that using the check raise makes you more unpredictable, makes your opponents bluff you less, and it protects your checking range. Thank you so much for watching, and congratulations! You are now one step closer to becoming an awesome poker player. If you enjoyed this lesson, please share it with your friends, click the like button and subscribe for more future videos. You should know that it is very important that you put the knowledge you have acquired into practice. This course will teach you all you need to know in order to beat the small stakes games, but you gotta practice. You have to get comfortable playing poker. You have to learn these fundamentals by heart. I cannot stress this enough. You will only get better if you practice. Even 15 minutes a day will do wonders for your game in the long term. So, have fun playing, and I wish you all good luck. See you in the next lesson.